Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are going to take a look at this great Saiyaman Super Saiyan 2. He just awakened during the World Tournament on Global. He's basically the counterpart to the Tech Cell that I did a Rainbow Showcase on. He's basically a really nice support option for Super Class units. Now, after reading the passive, I do think this Gohan's going to hit harder than Cell. He's got a little bit of build-up, has some extra passive against extreme type enemies, so we're going to check all that out here in this video. So, my Gohan, by the way, is a 79%. I'm hoping I do pull more copies on the World Tournament. I am going to post a World Tournament summoning video, or it might go up before this. I'm not sure the timing of it. But hopefully I can get him Rainbow. That'd be really, really cool, right? So a super attack effect greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy. And then his passive, he gets attack and defense 70%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 10 with each attack performed up to 58%. Super class allies key 3 in attack and defense 30. Key plus 3 plus an additional attack and defense 58% when there's an extreme class enemy, and extreme class enemies defense minus 58. So this Gohan does have a little bit of buildup. He actually has to get 6 attacks in, so I did go very high additional with him. Now, you don't really need to prioritize this guy with additionals or anything if you don't want to. I'm kind of treating him right now as a main rotation unit, but normally this guy is, you want to think of him as just a slot 3 support unit, right? But who knows? We'll see. If we build him up, maybe he's going to be worthy of it. We'll kind of see. But yeah, you can see I put a lot of additional on him there. He's very lowly linked, by the way. So ton of teams, by the way, which is really good for this unit as a generic super class support. There's a lot of teams here he can help. So very, very good. All right, so the team build. This is called the support special, where the whole team is support units except the leader. So we're running Videl's, Peppy Gale's Defenders of Justice team. It's a Key 4 170 lead. Because we're running a Key 4 lead, and my Gohan has built-in Key in his passive, like I don't think there's any way he's not supering. He should be auto-supering every turn. We have this Kaba, which is really great on this team because he'll support. There's a lot of strength units on this team that he'll give that 50% support to, which is very, very good. Videl's obviously an attack beast. Really good support there. Really good support there. So we're just going to have support flowing all over the place. I'll probably just end up leaving the 2 Videls on rotation just so I can keep the support flowing for my Great Saiyaman, and we can see how well he does. So here we are, turn 1. He's at about 100k defense, which is fairly similar to like what Cell was looking like, which is actually a good sign for this Gohan because he hasn't done any of his 6 stacks yet, right? So we're going to go ahead and get an attack in, and we are fighting extreme class enemies, which is good. I think this Gohan, like, in a normal situation, the Cell might look a little bit better, but against extreme enemies and after he's built up, I think this Great Saiyaman 2 is going to look a lot better than the Cell in terms of like defense and attack stats, but they're both equally good as supports. So 1.2 turn 1, but remember, he's got 5 more attack stacks to get in. So, alright, we only got 1 attack that turn. It's going to take a while to build him up, so this video might go a little bit here. Hopefully get some additional so it'll go a little bit quicker, but I am doing Infinite Dragon Ball History, just so I can guarantee we'll have some time to build up. And yeah, Videl turn 1 at 3.75. That's not too bad, actually. Considering, well, I think that might be the friend one. The friend one is rainbowed and minus 55%. So that was probably the friend one based on how good that attack stat was turn 1. Alright, so we're going to get High School Gohan off rotation. The High School Gohan is the guy I want to link up with him as one of his better linking partners. So we're probably, being that this is like a full support build basically, like Videl is the only one that's going to do like a lot of damage. So it is going to take us a while to get through this event. We're not going to go through the whole thing. I just want to play it long enough, like I said, to get Great Saiyaman's passive built up. Hey, Clutch Steel there though. That's really nice to have that right off the bat. Oh, that's right, he absorbs. Alright, that's fine. I mean, we can sit on Dr. Zero forever. I don't care. Although Videl for sure is a physical attack, so Videl can probably one-shot him, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to leave Great Saiyaman on with Kaba here. He is getting 4 links, so Kaba is not a bad linking partner for him at all. Defense, about 110k defense. We should see a little bit better of an attack stat here. Alright, this is attack 2 of 6. Hopefully we can get an additional here. That would be really good. So about 1.3. So yeah, this Gohan's going to be in the range that I like. I like support units to be in like that 1.5 mil range. The thing is as a floating support, like unless you're doing an insanely long event, in slot 3, you're not really going to get 6 attacks off unless you get really lucky and like get additionals on 3 attacks in a row. But even then, you're getting very, very deep into an event. So don't think of this Great Saiyaman as like an attacking unit. Just think of him as your 3 key 30% support unit. Basically, his upgrade gave him enough so that he's defensively viable enough to at least take normals maybe in hard content. He's still going to get hit really hard from supers, but he definitely got the improvements he needs for now as like a floating support. But for the purposes of the showcase, we are going to run him like a main rotation unit and just see how well he does and how we can get him, right? Alright, I didn't even realize it, but we got past Dr. Zero, so that's good. Don't have to worry about that absorption, although I think there might be an Android 19 that absorbs coming up after this. We'll see. Which is fine, because Videl will take them out. Videl's a beast, by the way. She's so good. I really want to get her rainbowed. I'm actually really jealous that JP had that Tech Callan Khalifa banner with Videl on it, because Videl's like one of my favorite characters, and I really like the Callan Khalifa unit, so I would have went ham on that banner. So depending on what things are looking like when she comes on Global, I might go pretty crazy on that banner. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, we got 5 out of 7, I think, in the middle. Alright, 6 out of 7 Link. So honestly, this right here is like his best rotation. We're not fully built up yet, though, so I'll probably play until I can get this rotation again while he's fully built. I believe we only got 2 stacks in, I think. Yeah, I don't think we've gotten any additional, so I think I've only got 2 stacks in here. Alright, so let's see what happens. Alright, this is High School Gohan, so we're not taking damage here. High School Gohan's one of the best World Tournament units that has ever come out. If you get him, do not be disappointed. He hits like a feather. You can see 1.1, but he's a defensive juggernaut. He's fantastic. Alright, so now let's see what our Great Saiyaman 2 is going to do here. Oh, wow, almost 2 mil. And he's not rainbowed, so he's already outputting more damage than Cell. So we can say he's definitely like the more offensive unit, and I think he's going to be the better defensive unit too. The Gohan, would make more sense as a main rotation unit than Cell, but neither of them make sense as a main rotation unit, to be honest, right? I'm going to costume change a Videl. I don't think that allows them to link because it's not considered a transformation, but I'll just do it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't link together. That would be really dope if they did, though. The short hair Videl, I actually like the short hair Videl better, just like in terms of appearance and the character. I don't mind that she loses defense. If you want to just go crazy and go big attack, like I don't mind transforming with her either for that purpose. Yeah, they don't link, which I figured. They're still the same name. Sure, we'll let this Videl go like that. And because we got the High School Gohans or whatever, or Great Saiyamans, like we definitely get the unit super attacks with her, which is very good. Alright, well, between the two Videls, I don't think the 17's going anywhere. Now, this is a non-linked up Videl, that's why the attack stat's so low. But she, like, infinitely stacks and has the guaranteed additionals. Like, she's just so busted. She is. She's like single target LR Broly, kinda. Like, she's just crazy. Okay. Alright, so we got another, like, really good rotation here. I mean, because we got support floating around constantly, like, we're always going to have good rotations. Now, the 16 absorb? He might absorb. I'm pretty sure 19 does. I don't know if 16 does. Alright, so now we're looking at, yeah, about 138k defense. We've got 3 or 4 stacks of his attack in. Alright, let's see what happens here. Because he stacks up to 58%, so that's got to be 6 attacks. So the attack stat we should be over 2 mil here. Let's see. I mean, we're getting a little bit less support. Yeah, we're over 2 mil. Good, good. So, you know, this guy rainbowed, I mean, you take the time to get him fully built up, fully rainbowed, you know, level 10 links, he could be hitting 3 mil, like kind of in that range when he's like fully built up and all that. But once again, 3 mil as a main rotation unit like isn't crazy these days. But if you've got the right, like if he links really well with someone on your main rotation, like he's good enough that you can carry him on the main rotation, and then you would have like a constant support like alongside of that unit while they are getting excuse me, while they are getting like all their links and everything, right? So in that instance, I definitely could see it making sense. But for the most part, I think what make the Cell and Great Saiyaman 2 so good is just their generic extreme and super class supports that are on a lot of teams. So Because they're on a lot of teams, it makes them flexible and they're not just supporting a category. So they're going to be very flexible support units. Obviously, the support units that are 40% are going to be better, but they're going to be more limited as to who they're supporting, right? So I think that's the value that comes in with the Great Saiyaman. Okay, so yeah, 145k defense. We're getting pretty close to fully built up. We're going to let High School Gohan go ahead and tank here. But I mean, yeah, we're putting up like, he's over 100k defense the whole way through, basically, even since turn one. Now, granted, we are fighting extreme class enemies, so we're getting a little bit of a boost there. But it's enough defense and it's enough attack to warrant bringing him as a floating support, and he gets a little bit stronger as the fight goes on. So that's kind of the way I would look at this Gohan. Yeah, there are better units out there, but it really depends on what teams you're running. 2.24. Okay. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I like this Gohan. I think he's good. He's, once again, kind of like the Cell. He's like a very just good, solid support option. The Cell doesn't have as high of a ceiling as this Gohan, but the Cell's like a turn one, like he's fully built, like he doesn't have to build up. So I do kind of like that about the Cell. And he has big bad bosses, which is a nice link that he's just carrying on himself. So that, like, for example, the physical transforming Golden Frieza, right? The physical transforming Golden Frieza like links really well with a lot of the other Friezas, but he doesn't carry that big bad bosses link, right? So a good example of where that Cell could come in clutch is you might have him on a team with the LR AGL Namek full power Frieza, who has big bad bosses and is considered to be possibly the best unit in the game. He links really well with the physical full power Frieza, but doesn't get big bad bosses from him. So you could have a situation where you put that physical full power or the physical Angel Frieza. Sorry, I might have said full power. The physical Golden Angel Frieza. He could be in slot 1, and he's a defensive stacker anyway, so he's going to be able to defend in slot 1 after a few turns. Then at slot 2, you've got the AGL Namek Frieza, and then at slot 3, you might have that Cell, and that Cell's then giving him the big bad bosses. So it's a way that you could run a non-big bad boss unit on rotation with the big bad bosses unit, and then that Cell could be floating and then in turn giving big bad bosses to the slot 2 unit. So I do really, really like that aspect of the Cell. Alright, we should be fully built up by now, so I think we're going to call this the last turn. This is our big rotation with Kaba, by the way. Yep, 6 out of 7 links. This is ideal. Yeah, let's go ahead and call this the last turn. Let's see, where are we at defensively here? Okay, about 170k defense. So yeah, he is overall outputting better numbers than the Cell, but it's after a time to build up, which I think is fair, right? I think it's fair that if one unit has to build up and the other one doesn't, that the one that builds up is maybe a little bit worse at first, but eventually becomes actually way better. Whereas the other one just stays more consistent the whole time, but doesn't have as high of a ceiling. I think they balance these two units out fairly well. And keep in mind, not only does the Gohan have to build up, he also has that condition about going against extreme enemies. If you look at Gohan turn 1, no extreme class enemies not built up, he's going to look way worse than the Cell, right? So I think they balance them out fair, where like the Gohan in its best situation fully built up is going to look really, really good. Let's see, how close, what's our attack stat going to be like here? Yeah, 2.6, and this is a 79%. So yeah, I think it would be very reasonable to say that this Gohan at a ceiling could hit 3 mil, which what makes that really impressive for this Great Saiyaman unit is that he's a World Tournament unit, so he's only got free-to-play stats in the potential system, so he's only getting 3k to stats. So yeah, overall, I would say I'm impressed with this Great Saiyaman and the Cell unit. So let me know what you think of these units. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.